How you doing? And thanks for tuning in to Wicked Warnings, your #1 source for construction and emergency safety strobe lighting and equipment for cars, vans, buses, bicycles, tricycles, everything in between, your pickup trucks, your mom's minivan, and your brand new, fully redone 2025 Ford Expedition, which, if you've got a keen eye, you're probably wondering, how are those fog lights on right now? Because from the factory, that's impossible. Well, stay tuned, because in this video, we're going to give you an in-depth view of everything we did on this expedition, how we did it, and we're going to link you to all the parts that we used. If you want to learn more about this 25 expedition, get some popcorn, get a comfortable chair, and sit tight. So the first thing you might notice is those fog lights. We had some special requests from the owner of this expedition. Now, this is a Tremor Edition expedition, so it has some unique things only the Tremors get, like off-road lighting in the grill. Now, I'm not saying you could never get that on a different build, but this one is pretty unique, being a Tremor. And it is a 25, it is brand new, it's got all kinds of fancy new Ford stuff on it, and as much as I wanted to dig into the headlights and see what we could do with them, it just wasn't in the cards for this vehicle. However, we did dig into the taillights and auto flashed those very nicely. But in the front, we had request to repower the fog light and the off-road lights, because currently Ford got rid of the headlight switch, and it's all digital now in this big fancy new dash, which I'll show you at the end of the video. He wanted to quickly access and be able to turn on whenever he likes the fog lights and the off-road lights, which you can see now, and be able to use them whenever he wanted. So we repowered those, and we added 2 switches to the left side underneath the 4-wheel drive selector now, or drive mode selector, which used to be the headlight switch. It's now a drive mode selector location, and that's where we added those 2 switches. That gives him full functionality of his off-road lights and fog lights. He can use them whenever he likes, however he likes. And the cool part about this is if he puts his low beam and high beam headlights on, normally the fogs would not work. Well, now he can run low beam, high beam, off-road lights and fog lights if he likes. Above that, what we're looking at is a pair of our 4-inch M-Powers. Now, they're mounted right there on the top of the grill. That grill does have a pretty significant angle to it, right there in those funny rectangular shaped portions. And this is really directly above the off-road light. We used a 35-degree wedge by sound off to tip those lights back more horizontal and vertical. We wanted to aim them as best we could, and if you left them without the wedge, they're pointing up at the sky. The 15-degree wedge is not enough. They still point significantly up. So the best solution for this portion of the grill is a 35-degree wedge. We feel like it works quite well. We did some testing on it, and it seems to be very nice here with these amber and white M-Powers. If you wanted an amber only view, you could certainly run these that way. You could certainly flood the white if you wanted as well. We didn't choose to do that because we have the off-road lights, but you could also custom order these in any other color that you like as well. I'm a fan of the M-Power light. It has a very potent off-axis warning, as you can see here. Even when I'm 45 degrees and approximately 15, 18 feet away from that tire with the camera, I'm still getting a significant flash. And if I drop the camera down, you can see at more eye level, this is approximately where you'd be sitting in a car. You'd probably have your eyes about here in the SUV. So you'd be right there and getting a good warning out of that. That's a great location, and I like it a lot. Now, that is running on its separate switch. As you can see, nothing's running in the back of the vehicle right now. That was another intentional choice the customer asked for, a front and rear switch. So we went ahead and accommodated that, no problem. I'll add the rear switch now to show you what you can see from this angle on the rear package. You can kind of see we've got a light in the upper window back there behind the second row of seating, and we've got some auto flashing happening on our tail lights. Right here, you can see a little better side view there. Now, what you're looking at there is just one of our windshield lights with the bail bracket mounted right there on the plastic with VHB tape. We did use a 3/4 grommet and hid the wiring in there, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to, but I would suggest. And if you drill 3/4 and pop the panel off the side a little bit, it's very easy to hide the wiring with one of our 3/4 inch grommets. And using the bail bracket, you can put a couple of screws in and or VHB tape if you like. We use the VHB tape, and we also add a couple of real short screws just to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And several different patterns available, but yeah, that's our windshield light. Very easy, very versatile. And behind it, you can see the tail lamp circuit on only the tail lamp flashing in conjunction with the reverse circuit, and that's done with our auto flasher module. Here you can see the full rear package there. We have a 6 head warning stick set up in amber and white, but you can get that stick in either amber and white in the Wicked Warnings line, or we can substitute that for a Phoenix Quint stick where you can get all 5 colors. You can also order that in an 8 head, but it doesn't quite fit in there. The 6 head is a better fit for inside the hatch. We mounted that stick with some threaded rod and some riv nuts to the actual hatch itself, so when you open the hatch, the stick does raise with the hatch. Basically, we took out 2 factory plastic fasteners, which you'll see very easily when you remove that trim panel. Right there where our threaded rod is, that was where 2 factory pop-in plastic fasteners went. So we removed those, we drill through the plastic from the back side to the front side, so you can get a nice alignment with the hole that the plastic fastener used to go in. We put a 1/4-inch riv nut right in that hole, 3-inch long 1/4-inch threaded rod, a couple washers, an 1.5 by 90 bracket. All that was made in-house. You'll need to make that on your own. We don't make all the little brackets and the little things like that we do here in-house. Now the wiring, we went on the left, we went and just looped it directly down and came right underneath the trim there, right underneath the headliner and the trim where it comes together there. And you could, if you wanted to go through the factory boot, you could pull that wiring into the hatch and go through the factory boot. But being that this truck, when it folds closed, you really don't see the wiring, and it worked out quite well. So that's how we did it. And one thing to note, a drastic difference here on this Expedition, is it has a tiny tailgate. It's kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm a big fan. Drop a comment if you own one. How do you like it? Is it better or worse than a standard hatch? I do think that now we lost the ability to open just the window. We have to open the whole upper hatch, so you can't put like a 16-foot piece of trim through the back window up to the front dash anymore. This hatch would need to be open, and I doubt the truck will let you drive with this hatch open. Little tailgate is how they're doing their new Expeditions. Now you can see there, the auto flasher module, it's a little bit more of a difficult install on this. It's plug and play behind each tail light, but the 4 conductor wiring that's behind each tail light needed to be brought into the vehicle and labeled up and connected to 2 auto flashers, which were synchronized. So this is a custom auto flasher install that we did here. It is not a novice DIY kit. This auto flasher install is a little bit more advanced. If you wanted just the reverse lights, that would be a far easier kit to install. What makes this one a little more difficult is there are 2 modules in sync, and you want them to look the right way, so there's 8 wires that you really can't screw up the connections on. So that can be a little difficult, where just the reverse kit or just the taillight kit would be a little bit easier to install. And we will be adding those in the future at some time, most likely. But for now, if you need the auto flasher kits and you don't find them on the site, just email us in and we'll do something custom for you. So there's a shot again of the back with it all closed up. You can flood white a lot of these stick lights if you want. If you wanted to add another switch, you could also flood white the stick in the back, I'm sure. And as I said, that stick can be ordered in any of the colors you want, even green, or we do have a 6 head in purple if you wanted that color. If you had one of these Expeditions for funeral use, maybe, that would be pretty good. I'm going to kind of take you on a little bit of a tour on the interior. So I don't know if you've ever seen one of these or not, but man, it's pretty neat. So first thing, awesome tiny steering wheel, digging it, very cool. Let's key this up so I can show you all the fancy screens in here. Look at this. That screen is like 9 feet wide. Like that's pretty intense. Yeah, pretty neat. I'm going to do a separate video just to show you all the new stuff on this truck. But anyways, switching, we went through a lot. We were thinking about a switch over here. We were thinking about a switch over here. This whole dashboard's curvy and expensive and new, and there's no real flat spots anywhere to put anything. So we were going to put a custom bracket over here of some kind and try to mount the Mini 6 up here. If you follow my channel, you'll know what that switch is. You don't want to be drilling through any of this. It's real fancy duty. It's got LED lighting in it. We don't want to drill through there. There's not much behind here. You don't want to drill through here either. So what did we do? Well, this lower panel here from Ford is removable. So we went and after discussing all locations with the customer, this is what we landed on right over here by the drive mode switch. And we can always swap these out for something a little more discreet if he likes. But I thought the blue and the red kind of glows nicely with the underglow, with this glowing here, and it works out well. And these locations are a little tricky because I used flag terminals, which is a 90-degree terminal. It was tricky to get that all in there, but it's in there. And this does fold down still. I left enough slack, so it is serviceable. It does fold down. And this is his off-road lighting. I did red. Those are his fog lights and front strobes and back strobes. And that was all talked with through the customer. And this is the pattern button for the rear stick. That way he can adjust his rear stick pattern, and the rest of the system is static. Any comments or questions, please post them, and we're going to try to make this available for anybody who does want it. And if, like I say, you're not seeing the links or anything, link me to this video, email us in, please, and say, hey, this is what I'm watching, and I have something like this as well. We'll confirm that everything will work with yours, and then you can bring it on in, or we'll get you the parts. So thanks again for tuning in to Wicked Warnings. We'll see you guys later.